Right, hello everybody and welcome to the Geek Lab. Now, in front of us we are presented with a Sun Microsystems Ultra 60 computer, fitted with the Creator 3D video card, DVD ROM at the moment, and I think it's 19 gigs of storage. This is a 1998 computer. It was about £13,000 when it was new, and these were used mainly for CAD and 3D animation stuff, and these days it can still run Blender. It'll be a bit slower than your modern computers, but it will get the job done. Now, if you've not seen the last video, the first video in this repair series, then I suggest you go back and watch it. But just get stuff off because it's quite warm in the lab. Basically, we come up against a few problems when we're trying to start it. It's got power, it starts to install the operating system, but it doesn't ask for disk 2, it doesn't auto eject. Coming up with the trap 3E, I think the error was, and its EEPROM battery is dead. So Rob is sorting out a new EEPROM battery, but in the meantime I've spoken to another guy who works for IBM who thinks he knows the commands. Well, he does know the commands which should bypass those problems for now and get this thing running. So that's what I'm going to do. First of all, before we start booting it and using those commands, we need to do a few hardware checks, which includes making sure this is set to 512 kilobyte blocks on the DVD, and also making sure that it's out of the diagnostics mode. So we're going to take the side off and we'll come back, and what we're going to do is next special treat once we start the software side of it, booting it up. I'm going to, especially for you guys, because some of you have been asking to see more of her, I'm going to connect up the ADS Regent 25 as a serial terminal. We won't be able to interact with it using the serial terminal because it's a VT25 format, so it's too old for this until we go into the operating system itself, but it will display the information, so you'll be able to see that. So I'm going to open up and we'll do the checks. I'll be right back. Right, you now look at the Sun from the side. I'll take the side off here, and I've slid the DVD ROM out. This involves unscrewing taking this front bezel off, then unscrewing this front bezel. Now when you're pulling this off, be careful, because if you pull it too hard, there is a power lead. Can you see there? Go into the power button, you might rip that off. It does slide off, but it's easier just to hinge it open and leave it. Now I've pulled the DVD carefully forward. I haven't needed to pull it all the way out because the cables inside will stretch enough in the hole. One came off, but to see, they will come forward enough to see this diagram here, and as you can see, I'll bring it forward. Here we go. You've got this is a diagram of the ports on the back, and you've got this one which is the power, the mode select, which has IDA, ID2, that's your ID for your drive, terminal on and off, 512K, sorry, 5122K, excuse me, (512-2K) test. Power supply, SCSI, DC input. So what we've got to do is make sure this is on 512K mode. So I'm going to have to take this out and make sure these jumpers are set right on the back of this. So we'll have a look at that. Okay, the drive is out. There's no need to remove it from its cradle because you can access the functions at the back here. But as you can see at the top here, it says 512K or test. So the jumpers need to be over the third from the right, which is what they're set at. As you can see, it's covering the third set of rows from the right. So that is correct. So I shall now slide this back in, reconnect it, and then we can deal with the motherboard. I'll be right back. Right, it's reinstalled. I just want to note about the CD players, so CD drives. Not all of them as far as I know, so I'm just checking this one. Right, not all of them are going to have that option at the for the 512K. Apparently, one's built like by Toshiba, which is like this one, are built for the Suns anyway, and they don't have that option, as you can see on the list here. There's no option for the 512. They are automatically set at 512K, so you won't need to bother with that with the Toshiba drive. But until you've got it out, you ain't going to know what it is, so you better check it out and check that. Next, we're going to go move on to the motherboard. Right, some time later, and what was I doing? I can't remember. Yes, we checked that's 512K. Reading through the instructions the guy sent me, he also said to make sure that the hard drive was running with ID3. So what I had to do is get the hard drive out, obviously, it just sits on the side here easily, and then get it out to its cradle because the jumpers are on the back. You can see them here just about. And you can see the key on the top, so to set the address you need to count up in binary. So 3 is a 1 and a 2, so you put a jump across there, like I have there. This was set at maximum, so it was set to date 9 11 12 13 40, address 15 for some reason. So it came with this block of 4, so to set the right jumper settings I had to raid a couple of spare IDE drives for their jumpers from the back, and fitted them. So I'm going to put it back together. Put the side on so it keeps itself nice and cool. Put this back in its cradle and fire up. Well, we'll connect the serial terminal up and a monitor up, and yes, we'll be back when that's done. Okay, 15 to 20 minutes later, I'm drinking tea out of a mug that I got for my birthday, because at the time of recording it is my birthday. Yes, so happy 21st birthday to me again. Right, system is now back together, hooked up, and monitor's hooked up, and by popular demand the serial terminal today is the it was designed in the 1970s. This particular one was actually built in 1981, about this time of year actually. I know that because it's date stamped inside. It's the ADS Regent 25. As I previously stated, this can show us information from the machine, but it can't interact because the format is too old. Once you get into the operating system can be given commands to work with this, but until that point it's only used as a monitor. So I'm going to switch the ADS on. Nice little beep there. It does take the monitor on this a few minutes to sort its life out, but it does get there. And there's our cursor. It will stay sharp there, a bit blurred for a while, but if I bring you in closer, there we go. I can now start the machine. There we go, straight off. Okay, so the sun is now booting, and we'll see what happens. Now, for those who are interested, I can leave this scrolling, and I shall put a link here. No, I won't. We've seen the scrolling before on the other video, so I'm not going to leave it scrolling on this point. If you are interested in all this information, it is on part 1 video. So I shall be back when it has finished doing what it does. We'll be right back. Okay, still booting, but I just wanted to pick up on something, a little bit of help in case you get stuck. If for some reason you have to change out the CD-ROM, don't forget to eject your discs, because once it's out, this one had a damaged eject thing. So first of all we tried to plug it into an independent power supply, 5 volts, didn't work. So you have to have the SCSI signal going to it for it to eject, it seems. So just a little tip for you. And while that's happening, over here, yep, it's done the probing and it has booted. So sort this camera out properly, and we'll be right back. Okay, right. Next thing to do. Sorry, people were texting me about this. Okay, right. What we've got to do is first of all knock off the diagnostic, the self-diagnostics. So what we've got to do apparently is type set defaults, setting NV parameters to default values, and then we type in set env, which is short for set environment, diagnostic switch false. Set env diagnostic false, diagnostic switch equals false. Okay, now we have to type in the MAC address. So I'm not sure if I need spaces with this. Let's just see. Do it as it's typed. Number lock 8. No, okay, 8. Space 0. Space 20. Space caps lock E3. Space E4. Space E5. Space H1. H2. No, space H2. H1 space H2. H3 MKPL H1. So it doesn't understand that. Just going to check up on this and be right back. Right, we seem to be having problems setting the MAC address. It doesn't like that command. As you can see, I've tried it in several ways. First time I tried it, we couldn't get an uppercase. The reason being, when it was booting, I'd hit caps lock several times, because what these things do is they will flash the caps lock as they're sending information to the CO2, and I thought it was false. The problem just hit it. So we've reset the computer. Caps lock still won't work at this point, but I've been using the shift key to get the uppercase letters. That apparently is the command. It won't work. It's not too much of an issue at this point. We can apparently set it later. So what we're going to do in the meantime is try and get the GUI installed, the graphical user interface. So just making sure I've set everything right. Set default, set environment, diagnostic switch false. Okay, right, so we need to do boot CD-ROM. CD-ROM, no win. This keeps it away from using a graphical interface apparently for installing. It keeps things as simple as possible. Let's have a look, see what happens. It would help actually if I put a CD in here. Can't open boot device. There we go. Right, try again. Here we go. Boot CD-ROM, no win. CD. Okay, let's see what happens. It's going for the drive. Drive's flashing. Drive is speeding up. And see what happens. This is a nice time to... Oh, there we go. There's our little twisty thing. So I'll let it get back to the first stage, which is all the options. I'm going to have to record that in case I need to do this again, because I'll need to remember what the answers to the options are. So I shall be right back once it starts that, and we'll record that process. I'm doing it. Rob is texting me at the moment to take me through that stage, so we shall do that. Back in a moment. Right, we're doing the install, and just a quick note for people who are following this, for if they're working on a similar system. It says here, it's still installing, but it says invalid format code and ID prom. This is normal for a system where the system battery has died, so do not worry if you see that. It's continuing the install at the moment, so we'll be back. Right, we are at the options. Option 1 is easy enough. You choose your language. In my case, English. Might be something else. Choose what you want. Completing system identification. Solaris and Solaris program. Solaris and program is divided into a series of short sections where you'll be prompted to provide information for the installation. Switch off for you. Okay, the mouse cannot be used. If your keyboard does not have function keys or do not respond, press escape. F2 to continue. On the next screen, you must identify the system as networked or non-networked. To begin identifying this system, press F2. I'm going to have to consult on this one. but I think it's non-networked for the moment because we haven't got a MAC address, so I'm going to go with non-networked actually. F2. Networked. In fact, I will ask about this, so I'll be right back. Right, we decided to go with no for networked, so F2 to continue. Host name. Enter the host name which identifies the system on the network. The name must be unique within your domain, creating a duplicate host name with a letter. One character, it can contain letters, digits, and a -X. So go for RGBX. Excuse me. F2 to continue. General information. I confirm. I confirm. Time zone. Okay. Europe. F2. United Kingdom. STU. Ukraine. No, not Ukraine. Have they got it down as England? Europe, sorry. Western Europe. 2. Yeah, we'll leave that as it is because the EEPROM battery's dead anyway, so it doesn't matter. Time zone is wet. Yeah, it is wet around here. Yep, go. Right. Okie dokie. F2. On the next screen, you must identify the system as networked or not. I thought we'd already done that. To begin identifying the system, press F2. Okay, would you like enable networked remote services, no clients? No, because it's not networked at the moment. F2. Okay, we have gone through the identification system. Just informing Robert what's happening. Identification complete. No discs found. Check to make sure discs are cabled and powered up. F2 OK. Oh, bugger. I wonder if that's because I changed the ID on the hard drive. Oh, we're going to have to power down and look at that. Bugger. Be right back. Right, and we're back again, and it seems that the SCSI ID we set to 3, but I don't know if the jumpers were working or not, but we set the SCSI ID back with the original jumper, so it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15 is the SCSI ID of the hard drive, and it's now run up and appears to be happy. So we're now one step further with the install. So we're going to, on following screens, type of Solaris to install, select disk to hold your software, select on the board of products, select our file system laid out on the disks, F2 standard. Right, automatically eject CD/DVD. I think we're going to go for manual because we had the issues, didn't we? So manual eject, F2. Auto reboot or manual reboot. Just to keep things simple, we're going to go for manual. Okay, system upgrade, 2 ways install, upgrade options. We're going to go for initial because the original was a bit pooped, so we're going to go for initial. System has been initialized. Loading install media. Please wait. So, I'm not going to make you wait. I'm going to cut using the magic of video cameras. I'll be back when something interesting has happened. Right, I started doing some more options here and forgot to start the camera. So once it's done the initial, it's loaded the install software. It's going to ask you again what to do. Well, a few more options. Set your locale. We're in Great Britain, so that and F2. I have no idea what this is, so we're just going to go F2. That's what we did last before. Scan for additional products. Select the location you wish to scan. Products found in the location which start ready installed. Scan location. I'll go for CD, whatever. F2. Okay, select the file system to use. I'm going to have to consult on this one. File system. I'll be right back. And apparently, a few seconds later, it's UFS. So let's continue. Entire distribution plus OEM support. Software group. Entire distribution, I think. Yes, we'll go for entire distribution. F2. Okay, now this is where we had a bit of weirdness before. On the start screen, you must select the disks installed in the Solaris software. Start by looking at the suggested minimum field. This value is the approximate space needed to install the software you've selected. Keep selecting disks until the total value exceeds the suggested minimum value. So, this device, hit that one. Total selected, that one. Right. So that is now above the suggested minimum by pressing enter. If you're following this as a guide to installing this, press F2 to continue. Yes. Do you want to preserve existing data? I do not. F2. Do you want to use auto layout to automatically lay out file systems? Yes. I don't know much, so there we go. On the screen, we'll select all the file systems you want to auto layout. So I'm going to select every single bugger. Keeps life easy. So apparently, if you don't do that, it's not too easy. Right, the summary below is your current file system layout based on the information you supplied. If you choose to customize, you should understand file systems, their intended purpose on the disks, which I don't with this Linux type operating system, so I'm just going to go with what it says and press F2. Mount remote file systems. Do you want to mount software from a remote file server? No, I do not, so I'll just press F2. Profile. Okie dokie. That's the conclusions there, a summary. F2 to begin installation. Okay, so it's working away. So I shall be back when there's something interesting to say. Okay, just a quick look at the installation interface. If you went with the normal interface, which is where you don't put the parameter minus no win when you go on the initial install, you'll get a Windows type thing with the progress bar going across. If you go for a no-win install, which keeps things as simple as possible, which with Solaris is good, you're going to get this, and this thing will move along as it installs. We're hoping somewhere around 11%, that's when it will go for a reboot and hopefully install this too. So we shall see. Okay, on this attempt, which never happened on the old video, if you've seen it, we've actually got to the end where it says install CD1 completed, and here it says press return to reboot the system. Now, for a while, just off the top of the screen there, it sat there doing nothing for a while. The hard drive seemed to shut down, the CD-ROM shut down. So if that happens, just hold on, and here it is actually. There, install CD1 complete. It held there for ages, so and we were thinking, well, we've got to exit and stuff like this, but it appears not. So if that happens to you, hold on, I'm just turning the terminal brightness back up because it's now going back to terminal. There we go. Oh, is it? I do not know. Let's have a look. Is that a reset? Oh no, it's going back straight back to screen. There we go. So the system is rebooting, and hopefully it will ask me for CD2. Trap E3, okay. Now this is where we have to press F. I think it's break. I'm just going to have to consult and be right back. Okay, 5-10 minutes down the road. I lose track of time when doing this. It rebooted and it went to the Trap E3 again. So we weren't sure what to do. Tried re-putting in the MAC address, doesn't like that, and eventually I just I'm not sure what to do here, so I just put boot disk in, and at the moment it seems to be booting, so hopefully it will ask me to continue to put the new disk in, so we shall see. Be right back. Right, a couple of minutes later, and success, it has actually asked me to install disk 2, which never happened on before. It just crashed and as you'll see if you watch video 1. But here we are with disk 2 installing. So what I'm going to do is let the install finish. There are 4, 5, 7 disks. Oh, what's this? Pausing for 30 seconds at the verify screen. This wizard will continue to the next step unless you press pause. Press P for pause, press C to continue. Oh well, C to continue. Enter. Ah, there we go. Okay, so it's installing part 2. I shall be back once the install is complete and the operating system is starting up. Yay! So it's thanks to Rob, thanks to, oh, I forgot the gentleman's name, hang on, won't be a second. Michael Jensen, who's been a great help with giving us that little bit extra information we needed to get this going. And yes, I'll be back. Right, here we are several hours later, and quite literally we have a logon screen. So let's log on to the root. This is not the first time I've done this, so I know what's going to happen. The operating system is going to fire up. Yeah, that was computing up my backside. I'm having a drinkies, because it's my birthday. So, we got drinkies, there we go. And it's booting itself up. So there we go. There we are on the desktop. Now I've tried to play a DVD on it. Didn't like that. Well, I couldn't find the program to boot it with. It was giving me options to look at programs, and when the programs came up, but yeah, it didn't seem to want to play it. Hang on, let me just not used Solaris before. Here's a closer look at the desktop. There we go. I've not used it, so I'm just initial exploration. Mouse is a bit twitchy, but there we go. Right. Applications. Obviously internet isn't up yet, and need to work out how to set that up. So there's video. If I go multimedia, movie player doesn't want to play DVDs. Let's try Real Player 10. That requires some setup actually. So it is recording the desktop, and got to set up Real Player. Oh god, this takes hours. Nah, don't want to do that. Now, play. Let's have a look. File. Open location. Internet or path. Okay. Tools. How do I play a DVD? Poo. Open file. That's DVD video. Let's try that. Will it work? Will it do anything? Open that one up. Okay. Spinning up, and let's try open one of the VOB files. See what it does. Thinking about it. Still thinking. Thinking is drinking time. Okay. Crashed out. Anyway, won't play DVDs, so yeah, we have a quick look. The thing with this is, you'll notice straight away, it's pretty much like Windows 95, 98. But a lot more stable. But it does have, if we look here, got volume control. My mouse won't, needs good cleaning. What do you do? No idea. Let's have a look. Oh, come on. System not registered. Yeah, you've got different workspaces. It's like having 4 desktops, which is good. So there we go. That's it for now. It's working. So thanks to Rob and Mr. Jensen for helping us with this so far. And next we're going to get the internet working on it and get some DVDs playing on it. So we shall see you then. So thank you all, everybody. Thank you all, everybody, very much. Another computer that was destined for the skip saved. Vital.
You need to quit being dirty. You're a dirty boy.